All right, this is Mr. Weideman's Functions in Trigonometry class. This is the last content of Chapter 5.2, and these are application or word problems using trigonometry. Now, we've been spending a lot of time on solving right triangles. If you have two sides, you can figure out the angle between them using one of your trig functions. You can use the Pythagorean theorem. If you're given two sides, you can back calculate the angle between them. You can do all sorts of strange and wonderful things. On word problems, the thing to remember is there is a right triangle in there somewhere, and you're given enough data to solve the triangle. The trick is, can you see the triangle? Now, there's two words here, and your book has a really good illustration on page 542 on what we mean between angle of elevation and angle of depression. I would say almost all the time, this angle is given as the side adjacent of the triangle, and the hypotenuse of the triangle is where the angle of elevation and angle of depression is involved. And if you look at page 542, you'll see what I mean. All right, well, let's jump into a problem here. And again, what we're looking for is we're looking for a right triangle to solve. And there's some hints here. For instance, things like buildings, structures, towers, usually an uppy-downy thing if it's built right. So that almost always becomes a side opposite. Okay, and then standing 300 feet away. Okay, so I'm on the ground. The bottom of the building is on the ground, hopefully. So anything to do with the ground, the horizon, standing away from something, you can almost always bet that is going to be the side adjacent of the triangle. Okay, and then we're given this word, angle of elevation. Okay, that is going to be almost always an angle between the side adjacent and the hypotenuse. All right, so take a minute here, pause the video, and see if you can conjure up what this right triangle looks like in your mind. You need to draw a sketch. These problems are almost impossible to do unless you have some sort of sketch to work from. Okay, in this case, we're trying to find how tall the building is. And so let's take a look here at what we have in the way of a right triangle. There's my building, up-down thing. Here's your surveyor. I'm standing some sort of distance away. That's going to end up being my side adjacent after I complete. There is his line of sight to the top of the building. There's his angle of elevation. All right, and we can see that we have a right triangle here to solve. If I solve the side opposite of this right triangle, then I will have the height of the building. Well, I'll have most of the height of the building. I will have from here to here. And then I just add 5 feet to it, and then that's the total height of the building. All right, so this side adjacent of my triangle is going to be the 300 feet, and there's my side opposite. So what am I going to do? I want to solve for the side opposite. There's more than one ways to go about this, but this is probably the easiest. Using the tan function, tangent of 22 is equal to opposite over 300. There's only one unknown, a little bit of algebra, and I get that the side opposite of the triangle is 121. Then I add the eye level of the surveyor for a total of 126 feet. And that solves that problem. All right, let's do another one. All right, what do we have here? A building. Okay, that's probably going to be an up-down thing. So that's more than likely going to be a side opposite of a right triangle. cast a shadow. I cast a shadow on the ground, right? So anything to do with the ground is almost always a side adjacent. So what I need you to do is I need you to draw a sketch of a triangle and put these pieces in. The best way to do these problems is just a little bit of experience trying to sketch a situation from the given information. Okay, in this case, we're looking for an angle of elevation. What's that? That's going to be between the hypotenuse and the side adjacent. So, let's see what our triangle is going to look like. Okay, there's my situation. I have a side adjacent. I have a side opposite. What's left over is the hypotenuse, which I really don't care about. What I care about is the side adjacent, this angle of elevation between the side adjacent and the hypotenuse. What trig function am I going to use? There's a number of options. I could use Pythagorean and solve for the hypotenuse and use any trig function I want. But there's a way to do this in just one step. If you said the tangent function, you're correct. All right, what's next? We have to use the arc tangent. We have to kind of back calculate in reverse. Remember, tangent, sine, cosine are just ratios of side of a triangle that correspond to certain angles. So if I know the ratio, that's this guy, then my calculator can look up what angle corresponds to that ratio. And then I get this angle of 40 degrees. Okay, these take a little bit of experience. They take a little bit of practice. Here's the assignment that goes along with this. All right, now the key to these problems is you have to do a sketch. If you don't do a sketch, you're going to be lost. All right, good luck with these.